Disclaimer before this video starts, I'm only going to be showing you how to defeat the final boss, which is the Horde spawn and all of its 3 stages. So don't expect to watch a video on how to defeat a normal skeleton, because shit, I don't have time for that. And plus, you probably already know how to do that stuff. It's just a live and learn process. Progress. Yeah. Alright, enjoy the video. I'm not going to pronounce its full name, but the Horde spawn has 3 stages. Each stage will commence once its health reaches 0. Stage 1 is probably the easiest out of the 3, the second one being the hardest, the third one being almost identical to the difficulty level. I'll be showcasing all of its attacks, with it being blockable, unblockable, harmless, or in between, and small tips and advice to try to counter it. The Horde spawn also inflicts fear on the player, so be aware of that. The first attack on this list will be the basic strike. The Horde would swipe at the player 2 times maximum. The second swing from the Horde could result in a different attack, so be aware. My best advice on countering this is just hold block and backstep. If you see that they're gonna do an unblockable attack, quickly dodge away. The next attack will be the headbutt. If you're up close to the Horde, dodging is not my best advice. Make sure you try to block before dodging. Despite it being blockable, this is probably the most dangerous attack in stage 1, so be aware. The next attack will be the slam attack. There's nothing really to say about this, it's kinda bare bones. This attack has a slow wind up, so it'll give you enough time to dodge away before you get hit. Next attack will be the uppercut blast wave. When the Horde swings its arms upwards, you could receive damage. This attack is blockable, but the following slam is unblockable. The slam would cause a blast wave, in which you need to jump over it. This blast wave does not cause fear on the player, but everything else does. The next attack will be the charge slam. When the Horde is at a specific distance away from the player, they'll start charge slamming towards you. You could dodge around the Horde and begin circling them to easily counter this attack. You could also attempt to swing at the Horde, dealing little damage. Ensure you're keeping it at a safe distance away so the Horde doesn't slam you. The next attack will be the laser beam. The Horde will emit a laser beam coming out of his eye. You could dodge away from this laser, but you cannot block it. If you continuously move left, you should be fine, but I don't advise this strategy at a close range. If you are close enough, this will be a good opportunity to deal some damage. Following up with the least threatening attack would be the front flip. The front flip could deal some damage if you are under its legs. This attack is surprisingly blockable, despite it looking like a slam attack. The final attack would be the backflip. The backflip is completely harmless from what I know. The backflip is used for the Horde to gain distance away from the player. Now that you've seen all the moves, I'll show you raw footage on stage 1. I'll let you know that this is my personal preference on fighting the Horde. If you feel like your own strategy is more effective than mine, then go for it. Just try not to take damage here, you'll need it for stage 2. welcome to your personal hell. This is probably where you'll see most of your gravestones. The second stage could be hard due to how long the fight is. Losing your guard once could be devastating for the final fight. I'll be showing you all of the attacks it could do and showing you a demonstration. Basic Strikes is similar to the stage 1 attack, but instead it'll swing a maximum of 2 times and each swing would lunge closer towards the player. Dodging is risky, but if you cannot afford the stamina or fear, it may be advised to do so. The double swing is similar to another attack called the Clash Explosion. They share almost the same animation, but instead the double swing will swing past the staff and sword instead of colliding with them both. It's advised to block this attack instead of dodging. The Clash Explosion, which has a similar animation trait as the double swing, would cause an explosion after the swords clash together. This explosion is surprisingly blockable, but I wouldn't advise you attempting to block it. The double thrust is similar to the basic strikes, but instead they'll hold in place and attempt to reach the player at a great distance. The uppercut is also a really basic attack. Blocking the uppercut gives you the opportunity to hit the executioner up to 3 to 4 times instead of the usual 2 times. This is caused by the slow recovery time. The uppercut acid rain is similar to the basic uppercut attack, but instead the uppercut's wind-up time is quicker, and it'll emit an acid rain at the player's location. The staff blast would emit a blast wave after hitting the floor for its 3rd time. There's nothing else to really say about this, so yeah. I'm not gonna explain the front flip, it's literally the same thing as stage 1. The backflip hasn't been changed that much either. The backflip's range has been increased, and after every backflip, it'll choose one of 3 attacks. This being the leap blast wave, the lunge blast wave, or the blade swarm. The leap blast wave would cause the executioner to jump high in the air and slam down on the player. Dodging is the only way you could avoid this attack. The slam would also cause a blast wave in which you would have to jump over it. The lunge blast wave is similar to the leap blast wave, but instead would lunge towards you with the sword in front of them. You can block the lunge attack, but you cannot block the slam attack it does right after the lunge. It is highly advised you dodge, but if this seems impossible, blocking is an option. Just make sure you don't hold still or backstep. The blade swarm will hurl a bunch of blades towards the player. It is impossible to dodge the blade swarm, but you can block it. Blocking each blade does little stamina drain and fear buildup. The executioner would likely perform a leap or lunge attack towards the player after the blade swarm is done, so be aware. The staff blast has a really long wind-up time, giving you enough time to dodge away and backstep. After the explosion has emitted from the staff, the executioner will hurl these laser beam things towards you. It is advised to dodge after the explosion has been done. The final attack would be the sword blast, similar to the staff blast, but instead the area of effect is smaller and it does not hurl laser beams towards you. This attack is relatively easy to dodge as the sword begins to glow green. Welcome to the final stage. You'll either die because you don't have enough potions, or you'll die because you panicked. This stage is definitely easier than the second one, but could be the most stressful, being that it's the final stage, and if you die here, you lose it all. I'll be showing you all the attacks it could do, and the demonstration after the attacks of me defeating it. Just like the stage 1, the basic strike could be swung up to 1 to 2 times, and sometimes they wouldn't swing at all for the second one, or they would use a different attack as the second swing. Just be prepared after that first and second swing. The slam attack is nothing special either, you just slams the floor. That's about it with that one, I guess. Similar to stage 1, the laser beam will emit a laser trying to cut through you. What makes this one so different is that you can't just hold left. It'll track you correctly and hit you if you're just holding left. Dodging is highly recommended from this attack now. Blade Swarm is another attack from stage 2. The only difference here is that they don't backflip and then do the Blade Swarm. As of now, they just do it whenever they want. Acid Rain is another counterpart of stage 2, but instead of uppercutting, it's only Acid Rain. There's more acid in this attack than before, so be aware. This boss leaves behind a goop trail. You'll receive damage and fear. It's really easy to avoid this. I wouldn't see how someone would accidentally step in this. Thank you so much for watching my video. This took me almost 24 hours to record and edit, so please give a like, subscribe, and share the video, and comment on any questions you have. Okay, goodbye.